Go back to the Ottomans. Go back to the Mongols. They were there, and it's normal. Let's say Yugoslavia is a sort of a reminiscence of the past, of all these fluxes of population coming to Europe. That's why we have this melting pot. And what happened indeed had to happen. It was badly managed, but it was anyway difficult. If you keep in mind the transition in Poland, not in West, but it's important, the first conference to bring together Europe and North Africa. This was a shame because it landed into a fantastic situation where these countries of Northern Africa had to open their markets to the European industry, but the Europeans have not opened their agriculture markets to the agriculture of these countries. So it was totally imbalanced.
Not in Geneva, so no, you have 85% of the people who are renting. Sorry, I'm mixing up. It's the other way around. So 85% is renting, and rent is fairly high because there's not much on the market. One of the other effects is that a lot of people have moved to neighboring France.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Where real estate is a lot cheaper, either to buy or to rent. Now, there's some tax implications, but at the end of the day, they're not that big. So I think everybody agrees here that cost of living here is high if you compare to Arizona. Yeah, it's probably twice as expensive, but I would argue that anybody can have a comfortable life in Geneva. I don't think anybody has to go on bread and water. And you can find housing at decent prices. It's just that you have to look for it a bit longer.
It's true that it is very important to make a good calculation even before coming here. Because I know, for example, at P&G, what they do, I think they pay all the schooling, etc., for the first 2 or 3 years, and then after that you have to pay it yourself. For information, I have my daughter and my son in a private school, and it's about 20,000 francs per year.
Days off. I mean, we're used to, American. I can only maybe speak on this side of the room, but almost working, 5 days a week, 80-hour work weeks. Is that the case, or?
No, although I've read statistics on the number of working hours in the various European countries, and to my surprise, the Swiss make more hours on average than the other European countries. Yeah, I was surprised to see that. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but the Swiss would work on average 1 or 2 hours per week more. I think in our bank, the average is 40 hours working week. And in terms of vacation, that's always the biggest question, right? I think in our bank it's 27 days per year paid vacation. But I think the standard is probably 25. I don't know about other industries. In your industry, probably totally different.
Well, we do 25.
No, it's 25.
Yeah.
Why did you tell?
Listen, when I came from New York, I thought I was to heaven.
Private banking is 3 hours.
It's an hour, 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah.
I was going to the gym and I was eating my lunch and I didn't know what to do with myself.
I get rid of a lunch hour.
But, if I look at some of my clients, and some people like to make generalizations about public sector, they stop for sandwiches, they don't spend a lot of time at lunch. And I have some clients who do. A lot of the people I work with just have a sandwich. So you have to watch out for those generalizations. They're not always entirely right.
Partly, I think that's also because lunch is expensive here for an average worker.
Yeah, for anybody.
For anybody, yeah. So you usually.
List of companies that you're interested in. You can go on websites and see the jobs that they have available. Now, you're probably going to argue that it's not always the best jobs you find there, but you'd be amazed. I've seen great jobs on websites. I'm not looking, by the way. But, the other one is contacts, whether it's a Thunderbird network or people you know who work for a company or who know somebody who works here. So I think that is very important. And it could be, executive search firms. Let's say you know some people at the top 5 firms in New York or wherever you live. You know them well enough, then you may actually see with them if they know of any searches that they have that would be of interest to you. So I don't know. Those are the 3 ways that I would go about.
If you go on some of the company websites, so if you take the city you're interested in and you look somehow, maybe their Chamber of Commerce, and see what companies are there, you can then go onto their website and choose the country you wanted to look at. that could be a really easily accessible way to do it.
Hey there to everybody back home from Geneva. We're very happy to have all the Latin American students here and all the guys from summer in. We're having a great time. We miss everybody back home, and we hope to see you in Geneva sometime soon.
Why are you having a beer?
Why?
What are you doing here?
I'm not having a beer.
T-Bird Tuesday!
T-Bird Tuesday, of course. We had the alumni here. We had a great panel presentation. All the students enjoying themselves. And I don't know how anybody's getting up in the morning to go to class the next day.